In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to make this octopus. This pattern is also found on lionsbrand.com, and I'll link you the website in the description box. For this tutorial, what you're going to need is some yarn. I'm using this purple colored yarn in worsted weight. You're going to need some black yarn for the eyes. You could also use buttons or beads. Red colored yarn for the mouth here. You're going to need a crochet hook. I'm using Red Heart brand's size I 5.5mm hook. A yarn needle to sew all of the tentacles to the body. Some scissors and perhaps some measuring tape. To crochet this octopus, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to crochet the body separately and the 8 tentacles separately. So I'll show you all the steps as best as I can. We're going to start off with making the body, and this is what it looks like. This is the body. It's just a circular piece and it's closed in at the bottom. Alright, so to do so, first going to start off with a simple slip knot. We're going to insert our crochet hook, whoops, okay, and alright, so the pattern calls for starting with a chain 2, so we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do 6 single crochets in the first chain. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright. Another option that you can do is you can start with the magic circle, so that you can pull this inside a little bit tighter than it is here, because right now it's a little bit loose in the middle and I don't like it like that. So you can do the magic circle, chain 1 and do 6 single crochets into the ring and pull tight. So I did it again with the magic circle, and this is what it looks like. It's tighter in the middle as before it was a larger circle, and the pattern also calls to have a marker to indicate the beginning of each round, because there's 2 ways to use a marker without actually buying one. You could use the end of your yarn from the middle and just place it up here and start on your next row, or you can use a different colored yarn, so it's just easier to see, like this red, and you just place it there and you start on your second round. So the second round calls to do 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So I'm going to keep my marker there, and I'm going to start with the 2 single crochets in each round. In each stitch. So there's 1 and another one in the exact same stitch. 2. And keep going. 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll meet you at the end of the round at this red marker. So I finished round 2. I'm at the end of this marker. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull it out from the back, and I'm going to move it up right here. And I can keep going. So the round 3, you do 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and then you do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and you repeat this all the way around. So you're going to stab through that hole and do 2 single crochets in that same stitch, and then you're going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch. You're going to do this all the way around. And we can get started on round 4. Alright, so now for round 4, we're going to do 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So what this means is we're going to do 2 single crochets in this one. So we can go ahead and do that. 1, 2, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet in this stitch and 1 single crochet in this stitch. So you can go ahead and do that. 1 and 1. And you're just going to do this all the way around. And now for round 5, we're going to be doing 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and then we're going to have 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to do 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets in that first stitch. So there's two crochets coming out of this one, and then we're going to be doing 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around until you meet this red marker. For round 6, it's very similar to round 5. It's another increase round. So we're going to do 2 single crochets in the first stitch. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. And you're going to continue this all the way around back to this red marker. So now we can move on to round 7, which is actually the last increase round. And this time we're going to do 2 single crochets in the first stitch. 1, 2, followed by 5 single crochets in the next 5 stitches. So here's 1, here's 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're just going to repeat this all the way around once again till we meet this red marker. So now that we finished our last increase round, we can take out our marker, and for rounds 8 till 17, we're going to just be doing 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So it's simple, just 1 single crochet. You keep going in every stitch around. So you can keep moving your marker up until you get to until you finish round 17. And now we're going to start on round 18. It's actually a decrease round. So what you're going to actually need to do is single crochet 2 together. So what this looks like is you're going to go into the first stitch. You're going to grab some yarn, but you're not going to pull through now. Instead, you're going to go through the next stitch, yarn over, pull through yarn, and now you have 3 loops on your hook. And what you're going to do is you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. So that's single crochet 2 together, 2 stitches together. And next you're going to do single crochets in the next 5 single crochets. So in the next 5 stitches, sorry. So 1, just normal ones. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you're going to continue this. So now you're going to do another single crochet 2 together. So you're going to stab through the first stitch, grab some yarn, stab through the next stitch, grab some yarn, yarn over, and pull through all 3 stitches. All 3 loops. Now you're going to do another 5 single crochets in the next 5 stitches. So you're going to continue this all the way around. And you should end up with 36 stitches. For this round, what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet 2 together. So we're going to stab. Now we have 2 on our hook. We're going to stab through the next stitch, yarn over, pull some yarn. We're going to have 3 loops on our hook, and we're going to grab some yarn and pull through all 3 loops. And then we're going to do 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to repeat the same thing all throughout till we get back to this red marker. So we can move on to round 20, which is another decrease round. So you can see our octopus is starting to close in, and that's good, so it'll end up right in the middle here. So I moved up my marker, and now we're going to do single crochet 2 together, so that's 1 decrease. And then you're going to do 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to repeat this all the way around until we get back to our red marker. You can see it's closing up, it's starting to close up. And at this point, what you're supposed to do is start to stuff your octopus. So I'm going to pull a big loop here so I can get back to it later. And I'm going to grab some of my polyester filling. So you're just going to stuff it in there. You're just going to keep stuffing it until it's filled. So I'm just going to keep on stuffing the octopus. And you can squish it around a little so that you can get it at the shape that you want. And even if a little bit's sticking out, it's fine because you're still going to be crocheting a little bit more. And that's actually kind of good. And now that I'm happy with it, I can get to round 21, which is another decrease round. So we can start to close this all up. Alright, I'm ready to start round 21. I'm just going to put my red marker back in place. Just like that. And for this one, you're going to have 1 decrease, also known as a single crochet 2 together, in the first 2 stitches. So you're going to do that. You have 3 in the loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then you're going to do 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. So here's 1, and here's 2. You repeat this all the way around until you get back to this red marker.